Greetings, dear ones. Here we are just to conclude our thoughts about what it is to become a Christian, an Orthodox Christian, starting from the time you're inquiring to the time of becoming a catechumen, and then through baptism, chrismation, and the taking of the holy body and blood. And that is this picture that we have here. You have this tree now that would represent those who have come into the Holy Catholic and Apostolic Church. They have gotten most, not all, but most of their issues and their problems taken care of. They have been trimmed up, and they are now much healthier than they were when they started. Now, it doesn't mean that everything is taken care of. There's still quite a bit that could be trimmed off, but it is very fruitful, and one needs to be careful when he's trimming a tree, and also when somebody's being catechized, not to be too hard or harsh and to apply too much pressure, because it may be too much, and then the tree or the catechumen might inflict harm on themselves. So one other thing I wanted to show is that when you have been in the world, when you have been growing all these passions and these sin diseases, you sometimes, even though you are catechized well and you enter into the church, you still have scars of what has happened in the past. And I will, in just a moment, take you and show you some scars that are on this tree due to fungus and bacteria and other things, and certain sins in our life that we do before we enter into the Holy Catholic and Apostolic Church, the Orthodox Church, can leave deep scars in our lives. And we need to understand that we will have consequences for the sins that we've done prior to becoming a Christian. And just because we become a Christian does not mean that the road will be easy. In fact, it will not be easy, and it will be hard. Jesus says the way is narrow and difficult that leads to life if you find it. And so let me bring you over here, and I'll have my camera person come and stroll in here. And now, if you remember, when we started trimming this tree, there was no space to even walk in here. Now we can walk in here, and here's a piece of something that should be gone. This is just like when the priest comes and says to you, you know, you have a little bit of pride. Your pride, that's why you are dealing with this struggle, and you need to confess this to God, tell him daily that you're prideful, and ask him to help heal vainglory. But what you see here is hidden in all of the mess that we had yesterday and started trimming. There is a place where there is a big scab from years of injury and fungus, and what you have now is the trunk bare, and the bark that has the cambium, where the xylem and phloem goes up and down, but this is damaged. And sometimes, as somebody who has been in the world, there's damage, and you have consequences, and you have to deal with those consequences throughout life. And it could be a number of different consequences. So don't have some sort of a false expectation that there won't be any struggle. There will be great struggle, and you will have to deal with the wounds that you have been dealt prior to your coming into the church. But when we look at these wounds after we come to the church, we can get discouraged. But if you can just step out for a second and just take a breath and think back to what life was like before, and then you take a look at your life, you can't hardly see the scars amongst this beautiful tree here now that has all of these nodes all over that you see. Those will all be flowers and fruit, apple for this tree. And that is what your life will be like, dear ones. So may God bless you, may he encourage you, may you be strengthened. And if you are interested in coming into the Orthodox Church, just get on the computer and look up the closest Orthodox church to your location, and go there and experience the Vesper service, the Orthros Matin service, and come to the Divine Liturgy and experience worship like you may never have in your entire life. May God bless you and keep you, and may He shine His face upon you. Bye-bye.